currying, or this memoizing. This all different things that up to the point, and
and so much so fast too.
Yeah, or the automatic semicolon insertion. Yeah, we're live. Okay, but we're live and pizza just got here, so let's do. Okay. All right. So cool. I don't think. Oh, there's one coming. Somebody else coming. That's Charleston. Get over here, Charleston.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good.
So, Charleston, say who you are. Introduce yourself.
Welcome. Right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm Charleston Optimus and CTO of FlexShopper. So these are some of my team members here doing CodeGym. One of the reasons why we wanted to develop CodeGym in Delray is because coming from San Francisco, I think it's probably one of the best communities to foster an engineering and entrepreneurial community. We want to be able to contribute to developing an engineering culture here. I think it's got a great atmosphere and culture that can help support and nurture it. Not to mention there's also a lot of financing in the area, so that's always a nice thing. There's a major university, a lot of intelligent people, and we hope that you guys can be a part of that contribution and growth. Yeah.
All right.
Space of Mind has been wonderful enough to host us here, and we have a couple other relationships with Joe over at the Center for the Arts, and we'd like to continue to push this area.
All right. Well, welcome, Charleston.
JavaScripting?
Yeah. All right. So, well, thank you guys for coming. I'm really happy to see you all. The video is going to be posted, and everything that we're going to be doing here, you guys can do it at home. So, feel free just to look around if you want to sit down or next to somebody else, and we can do that. So let's get JavaScripting. So the way that you can actually bring up the I don't know if you saw the command that I used to install tool. So since I'm on Ubuntu, can you actually see? Better? I see you squinting. All right. So did you install it already? You got JavaScript in already?
No, actually, they have a network connection server.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, the Wi-Fi?
The Wi-Fi is right there.
The one down is the name and the one up is the password.
Yeah, so it's ATT553 lowercase I 8 T as in Tango number 5. That's the name of the network. And if you need the password, I don't trust that. Let's see. So 6 lowercase p as in Papa, 5 lowercase j as in Django. Ooh. No, it's Juliet, right? There you go. 499 P as in Papa, 7 Z as in Zulu, 5 J as in Juliet.
Remember, we also have a Q&A question for those online.
Yeah.
They can just join and ask any question, and we're gonna take a look at the videos.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good. I think we're good on time. Charleston, are you gonna follow along? All right. All right. You guys ready? Ready, Guillermo? All right, cool. Then let's. To actually get a prompt, the only thing that you need to do is write JavaScript. Boom, you got right there. It's too big. Let's put it right here. Better, much better. So the introduction. Basically, they're telling us to create a folder called JavaScript and put a program. Got it? Hello? All right, perfect. What was it? Oh, yeah, so, yeah, I should have made that here. So it's basically npm, and then I use the short version. You could do install manage G to actually have it installed as a command. If you do the without the manage G, it's just going to create a folder. Well, we can do it right now. So you see, I don't have anything right now, right? So I just go npm install. And don't do this. If you do npm install and I do JavaScripting, I can type in apt and voila. What npm is actually going to do is just going to create a folder that is called node modules, and inside node modules is going to place the module JavaScript in, which is what I required it to be. So we could use this, but what I really want is to actually be able to just call it like I did from anywhere. Because if I were to use this like this, to use JavaScript like this, I would have to go into node modules, and then JavaScript, and then I guess bin. Oh no, it was the bin. Was it index? Maybe nope. Index. Yeah, it will be like that. So I don't want that. What I want to do is I want to be able to just call JavaScript in. Yes. And that's why you use the -G to install it globally. Yeah. So to install it globally is install -G, then JavaScript in. And I just realized, there you go. JavaScript in. And the funny thing is that the guy who created npm apparently used to do the regular typo that I actually do every time that I'm doing apt-get, and I type in install. So that actually works for install in npm. Like, oh, I just realized that you typed in install, but I understand that you wanted to install. Okay, that's fine.
I feel your pain. So
Yes. You know what? And the guy was like, you know what? You could use I for all I care. Just tell me install I. We're good. All right, so let's bring up the prompt again once again, so everybody can see. I'm going to keep this like that. You know what? Hold on. Let me just change my.
Just so I get like a better understanding of what we're doing. So what's the scope? What are we doing?
Right now, so we're going to run through a couple different scenarios that are going to require us to create a script, and then we run it against the program JavaScript, and it's going to tell us whether it's correct or not. So, for example, if they tell you create a program that prints the current date with certain format. So you go create the script and then run the script against JavaScript, and it's going to tell you, okay, you're good, you passed. Go to the next step, or you know what, if this doesn't work, try it again. So that's what we're doing right now.
JavaScripting is the command line utility.
Yeah, so that's the command line utility that is mostly known as a workshopper, which is just a tutorial that guides you through different steps.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Okay, cool.
So Yeah, it looks kind of cleaner. Is that better? I guess. All right. So this first program is actually asking us to just, create a script that is going to write to the standard output, hello, and then we're going to run it and verify if what we did is correct. I guess everybody knows what world does. Let's go 01. Oh no, they actually tell us to call it with a specific name, but introduction. So introduction. Then we're going to type in console log hello. Then we're going to do JavaScripting, verify, and our introduction script that we created. All right, and that's what it shows you. Okay, so you did it. Your solution is correct. It's going to tell you, it's going to actually print some informational things about console, such as.
Use to make a wrong screen.
You're totally right. My bad.
Thanks to Alex.
Thank you, Alex. So it should be right here. Voila. Turn around. Boom. Cool.
Okay.
All right. So, and this actually tells us just in the next challenge we're going to be focusing on variables. It actually tells us to join JavaScript again to get the next step, the menu. And as you can see, it actually shows us completed the first step. So that's good. Now we go to the next one. What's the next step? Variable. So I'm sure everybody knows what a variable is, but what's a variable? Who wants to tell me what's a variable? Don't look at the screen. Don't look at the screen. What's a variable?
It's a thing that can point to some data. It's a reference to them. Yeah.
Perfect. That's what it is. It's a place in memory that you create to hold data. That's all there is to it. And here are going to show us how to write a variable in JavaScript, which is extremely difficult, as you may know. The challenge. What's the challenge? The challenge is to create a file named variables. In that file, we're going to declare a variable named example. We're going to make the variable example equals to the value of some string, and then use console log to print the example variable to the standard output. So let's go and create that variable, example. It's going to contain some string. I'm going to console out example. Example. And voila. Now we're going to verify that we did what they asked us to do. And it's correct. We created a variable, using the var. And actually in ECMAScript 6, you actually can, in ECMAScript 6 is just the next version of JavaScript. So we're currently right now in ECMAScript 5, and that's what we use. So in ECMAScript 6, you actually can use the keyword let to replace var. And let is just going to create the same variable, and everything's going to work out the same. And if you actually go and have Node run any program that you have in JavaScript, anything, and change all the vars, all the declarations that you have with var, and you change it to let, everything's going to keep working the same way. The only thing we're change is that now we have the possibility to have a constant variable, such as for example in C++, you have variables that really can change, its type or the value. So the keyword is const, and you can actually it makes sense. So that's just it. And when you actually try to change the value of constant variable, it yells at you. It's like, hey, this is a constant. You can change my value. So that's the way you create a variable.
It makes an error, or is it just say, yeah, there's an error?
It actually throws an error. We could actually try it. So let's create a variable es6.js. So we're going to do let example.
I'm curious, why did they introduce let since we already have var, right? And doesn't that create like ambiguity, or is it the counterpart to constant as you do it in C++?
It would actually, it was actually be that you're correct. The last statement you're correct.
Okay.
It was just created to be a counterpart. It actually sounded more semantically correct.
Okay.
And I think there's a more deeper scientific explanation that I think I'm leaving behind. So a good place to learn about JavaScript 6 is bubble.js.io. And let's see, there has to be something really specific about let that I forgot. I don't know if Alex is listening to me, because I think he actually told me something. There you go, scope. But scope is the same. On a variable.
And the let is only the scope, I guess.
Oh.
So from what it seems like here they actually have a word for constant, right? So
Yeah, constant.
let is the variable declaration, but that doesn't have to be initialized at the point of declaration. So let x can be initialized someplace else, right?
And you could actually do that with var. So you could actually create the variable but not initialize.
Yeah. So in this
Just like this. Mm-hmm.
So constant, that's when you can't change its value once it's been initialized at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. At this point, that's what they're saying. It would actually give you an error.
Alex is preparing an example so I can share it too.
Okay, cool. So. Change me. We can console out both. Example. We could console out the type of variable they are. So, should we use my constant and then type of? Now, I'm going to try to assign once again. To change. And this should actually throw an error. Let's see if I remember how to do this. Node. Harmony. No. There you go. No. Illegal integration outside extended mode. Because it's a require me. Voila. Right here.
You should throw some. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, assignment to constant variable. It actually throws. And if you try to actually run anything script 6 with regular Node, I think version 12.0.12 comes with. Huh?
In version 12 is already.
Yeah, it's already included. So if you try to run this, it's going to actually tell you, hey, I don't know what let is. So that's good. All right, let's move into the next one. Strings. Let's see if they have anything interesting for strings. Well, what do you use the most for declaring a string in while you're programming? Double quotes or single quotes?
Depends. I like using double quotes and then single quotes from within double quotes if I'm concatenating strings or whatever.
Okay.
Or for instance, let's say I had a div, right? So I had a string that was gonna hold the div, right? So the outer quotes would be double quotes, and then from inside, let's say I'm going to apply some style to the div. So my style
We'll bring. Okay. Single quotes. Okay. How about you?
So like double quotes better? How about you? Double quotes? Double quotes, single quotes?
Go back and forth. C and C++, you don't have a choice.
That's true. That's a good thing to strong typing, though. That's a good thing when you have strong typing.
Yeah.
You have a choice.
I
Right.
I myself, I prefer single quotes, and I like double quotes when I'm writing HTML only. That's the one thing. And if I have to use, there's like a quote, or like a special thing within my string, I just escape it. That's it.
Well, there's sometimes you can do both. Like if you know that the string that you try to output is not going to change, or you don't have any variable to append, something like that. I know you always can do plus whatever concatenation, but it's weird. For example, in Ruby we have like put and use double quote and you do curly braces, stuff like that, and you inject the variable in the middle of the string, and it seems to be good because you can actually read the whole thing. So with single quotes, if you know that it's not going to change, good. Double quote is helpful for that, so you can like escape characters, stuff like that. I think in the version 6 and Max 6, they actually have like the curly braces like Ruby. That you can inject even if you have the single quotes.
Yeah, string interpolation is called. Yeah, that's what the string interpolation. That's very nice.
In JavaScript, is it like in other languages, when you add strings, it's really inefficient because strings are immutable, and every time you do an add, it creates a whole new one. So if you do plus and plus and plus, you just create 4 strings to end up with 1. Is JavaScript the same way? Or do they have like append functions or string builders or?
No, it's actually as you described. I'm not sure behind behind the scenes, like really specific on the actual compiler, how to handle that. I'll lie to you, if I were to tell you anything like that. But the way that I do it is just like that. String plus sign, string plus sign, string plus sign, and that's it.
I have the impression that it doesn't create a new string and appends the other ones with. I think it just adds it to the initial one because it's not strongly typed. So let's say I had a string that
We still have to have, well, if you're going to actually append it and track it, you got to have contiguous memory.
Yeah.
So that's why most of them are like, well, you can't. They're immutable. You're not allowed to change them.
Yeah.
So they always return something else.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they would create a new string.
String builder or anything.
No. Well, I mean, you could actually everything in JavaScript is an object. Function is an object. Everything is an object. So if I wanted to create a variable with a string, I would just use the superset of a string and do a string. And
like in Java, they've got strings, but you've also got a string builder object.
Okay.
Which you can say append, and you can append letters and other strings, and it builds that up. And then when you want the actual string to be printed out, you get the dot string you call .string and it returns a single string object.
Okay.
So it's like keeping a linked list of everything you're adding. So
Yeah.
it's a lot faster and a lot less work on the machine.
Oh, I think what you're saying is the same like the file on PHP. That you open the file, it's like a virtual file, and then you start in a string, and then you do end file, and then it completes everything. So you can do multiple concatenations.
It's just if you're doing a lot of string manipulations, it's a lot faster. When you've got a lot of them, when you've got a lot of them, and it says take this string, add this one, and that returns a whole. So it's got to allocate over here space for that new string, put that there. So okay, now add this one. Now it's going to allocate for that, put all that in there, and all that allocation, deallocation adds up fast. It gets inefficient.
Oh, my size.
When does the old string get deallocated? Do you know? Is it like?
It depends on what the language is.
Yeah.
If it's like Java or .NET, when garbage collection comes around.
Yeah. So like when it goes out of scope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not even then. It depends on what's going on. The garbage collection happens at, when it goes idle or, unless you tell it to happen.
Yeah. And so here's what I was talking about. There's a primitive way that you could create a string, or you could just do it like this. It's the same way that if you were to create an array, you could actually do array open and close parentheses, or just square brackets, and that's it. Nice. And then we're up to JavaScripting. Strings. So for this challenge, create a file named strings. In that file, create a variable named some string, like this. They're actually doing everything for us. Use console log to print the variable some string to the terminal. And then, let's do this. Strings, JS, and var, some strings. Oh, what was it? This is a string.
And it's only validating the output, right? So it doesn't validate the variable name, right? For instance, some string, could you name it something else? And still output the proper result to the log, and will it still pass you?
That's a really good question. We're going to find out. Let's verify it. Indeed, they're not actually validating, but they could do it. They could do it. The good thing about JavaScript, and this is when, for example, they are doing syntax linting, for example. They read the file where the script is, and they treat it as a long string. And there's something called Sprima that actually creates the code, reads the code and treats it, creates the abstract syntax tree, and that's how you express in a functional way, or like not functional, in an abstract way, what your JavaScript code looks like. So that's where they could go like, okay, so the variable, you declared a variable, but you didn't use it right here, so it would actually tell you, that's how they're able to tell you, oh, unused variable, and sort of like that. So whenever I wanted to run that JavaScript, you would actually use an evil function in JavaScript, which is eval. And if I do this, let's run Node. So for example, I have a bar. Oh no. Let me eval. Let's do console.log. And then I do hello. It does what it's told to do, right? Now, if I have a string tr, and then my string actually has console.log for now. I have my console, but what if I want to do this? How about that? It actually evaluated my code and instead of treating it as a single string, it actually understood that I was telling you that was the console function with the log method, and I was passing a parameter to it, and it actually did what I was told to do.
So what does eval do?
Eval is actually grabs the reads the string, tries to do the to evaluate if it is JavaScript code, and tries to and executes it.
So if you just did eval Bob, what would it do?
Bob?
Well, that quote just because like you did eval. Oh, you did eval str. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you did eval hdf for some reason.
Oh,
Okay.
no. Here's the newer variable, and if I do, Bob is not defined.
Yeah.
But what if I define Bob? Now this gets interesting. Don't get me started. Function, let's call Bob. And Bob is just gonna I'm Bob. Alright? So we got Bob. Bob is defined. What if you did this right now? Well, what do you think is gonna happen?
It should still throw an error.
It's in quotes, it should still throw an error. No?
Yeah.
It should still throw an error? What's your
Yeah, I think so for an error.
throw an error? No.
No. What's the function?
It doesn't call a function. It
Wow.
just
Returns the function.
returns the actual function.
Wow.
Because the function is a variable. For example, if I do, remember the variable that I created, str? If I just call it str, it's just going to print it. All right? Now, what if I do this? Mind blown. It actually evaluated.
Without the quotes. Eval.
It's doing if, right?
No. Without the quotes, you just called it. But the whole argument of using eval is that you actually are reading the string and try to execute whatever JavaScript it finds.
I think functions have a method to string. So
Yes.
I call eval to do Bob.
Oh, that's true.
It calls the string.
Well, first let's see what this returns. The actual function. If I do eval. What happened? You just didn't call it.
If you quote the whole thing, it would say that toString is a function. The function toString.
Like this.
Yeah.
It's just going to return the function as a string. Because you're evaluating the piece of actual code as a. Oh, here it is. I think I know why it's not working. No, hold on. String is not a function. Ooh. This returns it. Shall we call it? No.
toString without the quotes. And without the parens.
How would you?
That's the function name, right?
I'm sorry?
But if you do it without the quotes and without the parens, it's just passing in the function address.
Without the quotes and without the.
Evaluated as a function.
Oh.
Without the parens.
Now that would actually return you the method toString of the object.
Okay.
Well, the function toString.
Correct. Okay.
So the same thing if you do toString without this. It's the same thing. Right? All right, cool. Let's go back to JavaScript. Get it? Yes. String length. All right. So the cool thing with strings is in any object in JavaScript, it has a bunch of different methods to it. One of them is length. So let's see. No, there's a yes, of course, because you want to call this. So the challenge. The challenge is create a file name string length. In that file, we're going to create a variable named example. We're going to assign the string example string to the variable example, and we're going to use console log to print the length of the string. So let's call string length yes, and we're going to once again for that example string example, and we're going to example a string. I'm going to use example to a string. Is that going to be correct?
No.
No? Why? So you guys are paying attention, good. Cool. Do I have to do this? Or not?
Is it a function call or is it a property?
I don't know.
Function call?
Is it a function call?
I don't think you did it parens.
Alright. We got function call parens. What else we got? No?
Well, at least I want to say it's a fictional call.
We could actually run this by this. But actually, we don't need this. We don't need the parens. But what happens behind the scenes now?
Is it because length is a member and not a function, or in JavaScript you don't need the parens when you call functions?
It's because length is actually a property of the function of the object. So if I do dot, those are all methods this is a method. Index of is a method. Char add is a method. But length is an object. It's a property.
Can you add the parens to what it does?
Oh, sure. I was actually going to do that. Ooh. Because it's not a
What
function.
type of return when you type of a function?
I'm sorry?
What does type of return if you try to do type of a function?
Type of return? If you...
Like if that's an index of, type of string.index of, does it return the return type of index of, or does it return the index of as a function?
I think it's a string. Function. Oh, there you go. Cool. Yeah, because it's a function. Okay. Actually, returns a function that you... It's like doing this. Function. The function. It's ready? Okay. Where is it?
So you may have to share his screen first.
Yeah.
So I can unmute him, and you have to.
Yeah, I'm looking for it right now.
No, you don't have to stop. Just have.
How am I gonna share his screen? How am I gonna see his screen?
Oh, you just show whatever he has.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Alex. Alex.
I'm here. I'm sharing the screen right now.
Okay, can you make louder the volume so everyone can hear the volume?
Oh, volume.
On the TV? I think so.
I think.
Okay.
Alex. It should. Whoa.
Inception. Sweet.
You guys see it?
Make it bigger. Bigger. That's good. That's good. Too big now. There you go. Good. Stop.
So this is ECMAScript 6. 5. What do you think? What's gonna happen in this case? What?
Again?
That's not fair.
No, you tell me.
All right. So Let's see. Let's evaluate this. So we have a function that is called foo_es5, and this function has a for loop that has, it's initializing the index to 0, and it's going to run until index, as long as index is less than 3, and every time that it runs, it's going to add 1 to the index.
Right.
We are creating a timeout that is going to print the value of index after 200 seconds. Milliseconds, I'm sorry. What is this going to happen? Well, what's going to happen? Well, what do you think is going to happen? Anybody?
What does set timeout?
Set timeout. Oh, so
I know it.
So set timeout is actually going to put a
Sleep. I'm going to wait and then execute the function for 200 milliseconds. So it's gonna in 200 milliseconds execute this function.
So it's not like break. It's gonna break out of the.
It's like a sleep, not like a break.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
just stop.
from what it seems like, it should actually log the index and then wait 2 seconds and then.
No, so it actually doesn't wait. It just puts a timer that after 200 milliseconds, it fires a function that is gonna print the value of index.
Right.
So, but it doesn't wait. So, and that's important.
Okay.
Wait, I'm sorry.
So the actual function doesn't wait. So if you
inside a set timeout.
exactly, so
Yeah.
that it would actually run do the first run of the loop, and then creates the timer, then runs again. It doesn't stop. So it runs again because JavaScript is not synchronous. It's not blocking, and that's one of the things that why NodeJS is so popular now, because of the asynchronous properties that it has. So it just creates a timer that in 200 milliseconds is going to run that function, which actually just does the console logout. But the important thing to keep in mind is that what do you think is going to happen? Do you think that when
number is going to print? Actually, between 0 and 3.
It's going to print 3 times, depending on how fast the machine is. Or it's going to be unless it goes out of scope, and that's going to crash.
So we have one of our previous guests, Jim, and he said that it's going to print 3 times the number 3, depending on how fast your machine is.
Which is faster than Mac.
Okay. It's another subject of how this is actually working. I'm just gonna show you what it's gonna print, and it's gonna print 2. It's gonna print 2, number 2, 3 times.
Whoa, dude! Hey, man!
No. Hold on. Let me show you, because I want to show the ECMAScript 6, which is more fun than this. This is old stuff.
Can you run us on a bigger terminal? Because it's really hard.
I'm sorry.
You have like which one you want me to see?
What's that? Terminal commander?
No, that's side turn.
Jesus Christ!
That's cool, huh?
No. Not as big.
Okay, let's run it and see what happens.
All right. Whoa.
Yeah, it should print. Yeah. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I know it's gonna be 3 times.
But you were expecting 3, not 2. Why?
I don't know why I didn't print it.
So, Alex,
Yes.
can you please explain?
So, what happens in this case, the way JavaScript works, there's an event loop and there's a stack. So everything which runs gets put into the stack, and it gets executed one after another. So basically what happens is here, the for loop gets put into the stack, and it processes the loop, and then the first loop will have index value of 0. It will hit the set timeout. The set timeout, in this case, the JavaScript API will not put it into the stack itself, but will put it into the kind of like a separate API, and so this set timeout will not block the thread. So basically, kind of like putting it into a separate thread, and we'll continue execution the for loop. The for loop will hit the index. I mean, the index will increment, will become value of 1. It will go inside of the loop again. It will hit the set timeout again, and the set timeout will be put in a separate thread, which is not a separate thread, but let's call it this way, and so on until it reaches index will be 2. In that case, the for loop will terminate, but the value of index will still be 2. That's when the set timeout actually fires, because the main thread, the main JavaScript thread, is not blocked anymore. So the set timeout can cover that thread. So in that case, the first timeout we put it into the separate thread, gets put into the main thread, and starts the execution of this function, which will actually print out index 2, because by the time this gets executed, the for loop will run and will finish, so index becomes 2. So are the other set timeouts, which would be 2, 2, 2, 3 times, because the for loop ran 3 times, and we had 3 set timeouts. Does that make sense?
Hold on, Alex. Can you lower that a little bit? Can you put it like it was before?
Oh,
Alex,
geez.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Alex.
Yes.
Loop while index is less than 3. So it loops at 0, 1, and 2. At 2, it still loops.
Alex.
Yes, yes.
Alex.
I'm here.
If it's 2, if 2 less than 3,
Alex.
then it goes through and does the loop again. Comes back up, increments. Now index is 3.
Right. So once it
Now
increments, it does that check. Yeah.
Right.
So
now it's 3.
Alex.
Stop at 2, stop at 3.
Hold on.
Execute the body of the function at that point.
Right.
At that point, 3 is not less than 3.
Puedes ponerlo como estaba antes. Puedes ponerlo como estaba antes.
Those functions have been queued up. So they're just saying print index, whatever index is right now, print.
Yeah.
So the last thing it was 3, so each of them should just print 3 because they're all saying print index.
Yeah, put the sound from your computer, not from the TV, so we can talk to Alex at the same time. Alex?
Yes.
No, we can hear you. No, no lo escuchamos.
What's interesting is that he says that.
Alex?
He also said that.
I mean,
Can you hear me now? Angel? Hello? Hold on.
Yes, we're right here.
No, use it up to the same thread. Print.
no, don't. Oh, Alex dropped the connection.
All right.
Yeah, Alex got from the connection.
Do you guys know the answer? No. Do you know the answer? Why it stopped at 2?
Hello?
He was giving you the answer, it's just the connection drops.
Yeah.
Alex, are you there?
Yes, do you hear me now?
When you have to go. Alex?
Hello? Do you hear me, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Jim has a question. What was the question?
You said the loop stops at 2. Why does it stop at 2? It should stop at 3. It should execute the loop when it's 2. That should be the last time it executes the loop. It should change to 3 and then stop.
Say again, I'm not following.
The loop you had, you said while index was less than 3.
Mm-hmm.
But you said that loop would stop at 2. But the loop should, when it's 2, it should execute one more time, come back up to the start of the loop, increment, so it's 3, and then stop. So index should be 3 when the loop is done. It shouldn't execute anything in the loop, but it should be 3 on the exit of the loop.
No.
Yes, it should be, but not quite, because the way it works in 3, then expression gets evaluated, and then it sees that index is equals 3, which is
Alex, you're breaking up a little bit, man.
hello.
Yeah.
So eventually, when it's here, it's not entering the loop anymore.
Speak slowly, man.
The body of the loop. That's why the index is not putting here. That value is not changed.
No, we don't we couldn't get you.
So
Okay, let's make it.
by that theory, right? So let's say I had a line, right? And I had, let's say, an index that I declared outside of the loop.
Mhm.
And I'm saying, let's say, index less than 5, right? So while the loop is executing, it's going to stop for the value of the index. Let's say I initialize it to 0, less than 5, right? So it's only going to go to once it's true. Now, when it goes back on top, let's say I'm incrementing,
Right.
the index. When
Hello?
it goes back on top, it's going to be 5, so that's not true.
Hold on. Let me get here.
Let me share my screen. Hello? Do you guys hear me? So, to my understanding, what's happening here is that at the last time when index gets incremented, it's not entering the loop anymore. So the value of index here is not changed or something. I don't have an answer. Why is that happening? To my understanding, it always was 3 to myself too. So I'm not quite sure. Maybe someone else can explain that. Oh, it doesn't matter. In that case, it doesn't matter. I can do this. Well, like I said, it does not matter. Hold on. Am I running the right one? No, I'm not running the right one. That's what it is, guys. I'm not running the right one. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, guys. ECMAScript 5. Here we go. This is what. Do you see that, guys? So if we do that, it's going to print 3 right now. Oops. Error problem solved. Okay. So we have a final agreement. It's 3. Okay. well, no. For example, no matter how many iterations you would do, if we do 100, I'm doing on the wrong file again. Let me close this. So if I do 5 milliseconds, and then I do a big number, for example, I don't know, 5,000. What do you guys think is going to happen in this case? I can't hear you. I'm wrong. Let's do something else. Not display this, but display hello there. And we're gonna do if index equals 0. So I'm gonna set this set timeout just once for the first iteration, so it would run just once. So I'm console log index, and at the first iteration, I'm setting a timeout of 5 milliseconds, and I can actually put 1 millisecond to make it faster, to print a hello world. The question would be, when does the hello world gonna print? The question is, when does the hello there, or hello world, is going to print? At the beginning, in the middle, or at the end? No, let's. For loop is much slower than 1 millisecond, because a for loop will end probably like in 2 seconds. Let's see. So if I do 50, that for sure is gonna. I lost you guys. Did you see that? Hello? Do you guys hear me?
Hello?
Yes, do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly.
That's good. So I increased the for loop 50,000 iterations, which would make more than 1 minute. And as you can see, it's still prints all at the end.
at the end again.
Yeah.
Even though I set to 1 millisecond. This is because JavaScript itself and the thread, the for loop executes it and it keeps executing, not allowing other asynchronous to take inputs.
To the for loop blocks.
Yeah, basically. All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Are you ready for?
Oh, the ECMAScript 6.
Yes. So that was the actual why we started. So this is 6. So basically, as we started the other example, let's go back. Same stuff, but not quite. So what happens here? Instead of var, and we're using expression, which actually is named as saying function. Why we had
That's lambda. Yeah, we got that. That's lambda style. You have to define the whole thing. You just do the parentheses and that means function, and then the arrow means like this is the start of the function. Close to CodeScript now.
You can do it this way.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter. But that's not the question. What are you guys gonna print this?
Well, now I'm confused. I will bet at the beginning. When is it gonna bring now?
Why would it change like it shouldn't change?
It shouldn't.
Yeah.
It is the same thing. It shouldn't change.
It shouldn't change. Everyone said it shouldn't change.
But what?
No, I'm just agreeing with you. It shouldn't change, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And let's see. I'm gonna use a bubble compiler because Node doesn't understand script by default. So what Node, bubble compiler does is actually gets the ECMAScript 6 code and transpiles ECMAScript 5 code. So what we do, bubble. And we run.
It's compiling the code.
Mm-hmm.
So you can run that.
Guys ready?
Yeah.
Ready. Boom.
What?
That's
Why did it do that?
That's what it's called scoping. So basically, what happens at the end, the difference between that and one of the differences is that last remembers the first was applied.
So what you basically say is that with let, you organize the scope. Even if I go like 50 threads deeper, I always gonna keep the same order and return the same order, right?
Correct. So let remembers the scope it is assigned.
Come on.
Okay.
Is this the one you
So
just
basically
ran?
the difference between
What was that?
Is this the one you just ran, or is it a different?
That's the same. Yeah.
So basically the difference is like in the first one they don't care about the order of the thread that you reserve on the paper loop. We let it does. It doesn't matter.
So is it passing by value with let instead of by reference?
I think so.
Yeah, kind of basically. Yeah, it would with this one actually keeps the actual value of the function when it was created.
Is that because of let or because of the lambda?
I can show you.
Because of the lambda.
Uh,
Because of lambda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can show you two files in bubble actually with the code.
All right.
Go ahead.
Show us.
Come on. Bubble. Yes.
So this is actually the file that is compiled by Babel.
So it wraps the function called polling, where it's passing the index to it, and the index is remembered because it's inside of the function scope. It's a different.
So you're creating an if inside the function.
And
Yes.
what is an if, Angel? And what is an if?
Self-repeatable functions.
Good.
So that is the difference between let and var.
Yeah, and that's actually you see how it would actually it creates a scope with the if here, which is immediately invoke function expression, and it would actually hold the value of index. The value of index is not going to be immutable by the for loop because it's already been given. Yeah, it created a different scope.
Let's wrap up and we are on time.
Yeah. All right.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you, Alex.
You're always so kind.
Anytime.
All right. Now let's go back to this one. What are we doing? Oh, the string length. So to verify it, click correct. Let's go through the same one. All right, so what did it tell you here? Oh, it tells you about the replace method that the string object has, and it actually is telling you that you could use this method to different replace different parts of the string. You could actually pass different. You could pass the index of the strings because like in, for example, in C++, string is just a representation of an array of characters, just like that. So the challenge. We're going to create a file named revising strings. Then we're going to create a variable named pizza. That variable is going to hold the string that's pizza is alright. Then we're going to replace alright with wonderful. And then we're going to print that with console log. So, you know what? Why instead of me doing this, why don't you come over here and do this?
What are you doing?
That's fine. Yeah, you can rewrite it. So we were going to create a file that is called revising strings.
Oh crap.
Oh, that's good. So you're going to create a variable
Okay.
that is called pizza. Oh, you are in visual. There you go.
Uh-huh.
So you're going to create a variable called pizza.
Okay.
And then pizza is going to have a string of pizza is alright.
Is it alright?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then you're going to use the replace method of the string object and you're going to replace all right with wonderful. All right, and what do you do there? What do you assign pizza that value?
Oh, so pizza is the variable that has its initial value of pizza is alright, and then pizza that replace actually returns the new formatted string, however you want to call it. So I'm just reassigning pizza to its updated, value.
Okay. And now you're just gonna console out whatever is the string you have. All right.
And let's see, WQ, I don't have any.
Escape.
Escape. And WQ.
Yeah.
Colon. WQ.
And what are we doing?
No. Oh yeah, modifying.
What is
license strings? Voila. Correct. All right. Congratulations. All right. Well, let's do JavaScript then. All right. Let's talk about numbers now. So JavaScript is, I have to warn you, JavaScript is funky with decimals. It acts really weird with decimal. So integers, everything's okay. You have no problem with it. But what I found the most difficulty, throughout my experience, just dealing with decimal point and how big you want to show your decimal expression. All right. Okay. Let's create this fast. So numbers. Yes. I'll create program. Numbers. And this program is going to have all the numbers, the variable. Oh my God! Yes. Thank you for coding. So hard. We're just going to output them. Should be pretty straightforward. Yeah. Rounding numbers. So, since we're going to be working with decimals, actually, JavaScript has a really nice built-in library for math that is called math. The same thing that when you are working with JSON strings, you have the JSON library that you have JSON parse and JSON stringify. So math actually helps you with different really nice methods that you always find, absolute values, square roots, everything that you need on a math library. And so we're on the challenge. It's called rounding numbers, and we're going to create define a variable called roundup, and that is going to reference the float 1.5. We are going to use mat_round to round up the number, and then console it out. Before that, we're going to define a rounded, pass on roundup as a variable. There you go. Cool. So run the numbers. Yes. It says var round up. I have 1.5. And we're going to create a rounded. And we're going to have the math class with roundup. We're going to pass in roundup. Output rounded. That's pretty much it. I'm going to go JavaScript in. Assembly C. And voila. Nothing, something really simple, working with a library. We use it to round it up. And, just keep in mind that sometimes you might have things such as this, 0.2 plus 0.999. Or, but how did that happen? That's when it gets funky. So in those cases, that's where you would use different math libraries that actually helps you defining your decimal points and running. JavaScript in. All right. Number to string. What? As you may know, JavaScript is a weak type language. So sometimes we need to do some tricky things that we have a number that we want to concatenate to a string, but we don't want everything to blow up, or maybe in different languages, what actually happens is that if you have a character or if you have a string, it's going to automatically grab the ASCII value of each of the characters on the string. And it's going to add that up with the number that you were trying to add up, but not in this case. So we're going to create a number to string file that is going to have a variable name n and with a number 128, and call the toString on that variable, and then we're just going to output it, basic things. And by the way, if you want to stop one minute and go and get the pizza, because by now it's kind of cold, so just, I guess, no worries. And now we're gonna use the console with n, and we're gonna do toString. And this is basically gonna, what? Let me. Instead of doing this, I am going to. This is really fast. 128. So we see that the variable 128 has a number. If you do type of, n, it's a number, right? Now that's a string. But how does this look like? Basically, the string 128. So that's the one thing that I understood. Just like the function that we created and the toString, that's the same way. Does the same thing. And then was what JavaScript in verify and number toString. Voila. If statements. Becomes interesting. If statements. We have it in all programming languages and script languages. Just conditionals, checks for the truthiness of the statement, of the conditional statement. Whether you're evaluating to true, false, when just evaluates it. It has to be true, or it has to comply with whatever you tell it. Otherwise, it's going to execute the piece of code that you have in else. And we're going to create a file with this that has a variable fruit, and then we're going to make the fruit variable reference to the value of orange with the type of string. now, fruit has. Then we're going to use console to print. The fruit name has more than 5 characters. If the length of the value of the fruit is greater than 5, otherwise, oh, okay, cool. So, no. Bar fruit, then we're gonna have orange. Gonna do an if statement. If the length it's greater than 5, then we're going to print what? The fruit has more than that. If not, the fruit has 5 characters or less, yes. And we're going to do console out. Log of this.
Well, I'm going to interrupt you for a second.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say thank you everyone for coming. I got to run out. I got a wife and a brand new baby at home that's going to tell me if I'm not there soon. We're definitely going to probably start doing more in the second quarter too, so we look forward to having you guys there too. And by all means, I'll leave you in some capable hands, and if they get feedback from you that's like topics you guys want us to cover, we have a pretty large team, so we can dive deep into specific areas if you guys want to go in that direction. So it seems like we have a cross-section of some very newbies that came early on, and then you guys have obviously a lot more technical depth. Angel?
Yeah.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Feel free.
All right.
All right. Thank you for coming, man.
Nice meeting you.
Pleasure. All right. Let's execute this real quick. All right. Hooray. Now the for loop.
That'd be amazing. Yeah.
So this is, the basic scene. Same thing with, the for loops on C++. I don't know if you guys want to stop it. Angel, should we stop?
Yeah, I mean, we can let the other part for
Yeah, but I even think that we could maybe skip the rest of the JavaScripting, or maybe if someone wants to follow online when we do the online meetup, we could finish the JavaScripting.
We try to do more online meetups like the next Thursday is another one, and then the following, so it will be online, so we can keep going and stuff like that. Just that when we are aside, we have like a limited time. So
plus, given the fact that I think everybody, this was like a overview of the basic terms of programming. Yeah, so for most of you guys, you know this already. So maybe for somebody else who doesn't know it, we could do this online, and maybe we could have more advanced JavaScript topics for later. Because the thing is that we want to just not from all one moment to another just bring like extremely advanced JavaScript topic, and everybody will be like over my head. We'd like everybody to be on a sequential process of learning as we go. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for coming. And then there's pizza, please grab pizza. I'm too fat to eat all that pizza by myself, so please do that.
See you in the next one, and we'll try to do the next week an online one, so we can keep following this.
Yeah, thank you, Ryan. I see you there. Goodbye.